We're live, pal.
The following is a presentation of the Shining Wizards Network, broadcasting live in high-definition video and available on all podcasting and streaming platforms. Follow us on social media at Wizards Podcast. Check out our merchandise at merch.shiningwizards.com. Do your Amazon shopping at amazon.shiningwizards.com. And become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/wizardspodcast. And now, it's time for the Shining Wizards.
You are tuned in live to episode number 706 of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast, coming to you live on social media, going with you wherever we go on each and every one of those streaming and podcasting platforms. It's going to be turned on because tonight we got Steve off, and let's go around with the wrestling talk.
And the talk about wrestling.
Tony. Handsome Kevin.
Brandon.
KJG.
Did somebody stop the intro?
I would never.
I don't touch anything.
That's weird. The audio just kind of dead stopped. I may have to re-edit that one. That's a shame.
Touch anything.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
We'll get it together.
No, but when I redid all the graphics and all the intros and everything, I checked and I guess my checking wasn't so great. I don't know what happened there.
Was the We're Live, pal? Did that make air or?
Yeah, of course it did.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Not the worst thing I could have said.
Yeah.
I could have.
Can confirm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Just interesting. Very interesting. Boys, what's going on?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
How are you, Tony?
I'm a little gassy. How about you?
Oh, not too gassy. Feeling good. Feeling strong.
Good.
Pumped. Yeah.
KJG?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I am feeling so good, baby. We got the podcast tonight. AEW was fire and interesting. I won my fantasy football league without my game one without my
Okay. I was going to say, season's
tonight,
over already.
My guy goes tonight. My number one overall pick goes tonight, and I don't even need him because I already won. The Jets start tonight.
Can I ask you, is that number one McCaffrey?
No, so I kind of misspoke. It wasn't the number one overall pick.
It doesn't matter. We can move on.
Yeah, it was the sixth pick, Breece Hall, for the Jets who play tonight. Let's go Jets, baby!
Oh, good. I hope Breece Hall craps a bed tonight because I definitely need him to.
What, you're playing against them?
Oh yeah, and I'm up by 6, so if he can score 5, that's enough.
It's the Wizards Fantasy Football Hour.
Hell yeah!
No,
Hell no!
This is a huge day, man. Aaron Rodgers is back. AEW was good. TNA's cooking.
Wait, Aaron
WWE's
Rodgers
cooking.
Aaron Rodgers is starting tonight, isn't he?
He sure is.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking hurt himself.
I can't wait until he trips.
Isn't he
up
like
on his
60?
foot.
Stop it.
He's older than I
63.
am.
Hey, Brendan, I got a question for Brendan. I got to know. I have to know because I look. Double T and I were talking the other day.
Mhm.
What the fuck you do for a living? What the hell do you do for work?
Jesus.
We're sitting here, we're
Mhm.
chatting, and I'm going, hey, do you know what this motherfucker does? Double T goes, no idea. Maybe he's like a warehouse guy. I don't know.
That's what I
No,
thought. He's like a
I work-
warehouse manager.
No, thankfully, God, no. I work in a company that has a warehouse.
Oh, okay.
I work in customer service for a company that sells like hydraulic construction tooling and accessories and stuff.
Gotcha.
So anytime you see like a building being built or all sorts of other stuff, it's a lot
like
of times.
I like
big-
that you added end accessories. It reminded me of Hank Hill.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
There you
Propane
go.
and propane accessories.
Like like the Jersey version of Hank Hill.
Yeah. I listen to
Love it.
mostly. I just listen to like rich people complain about getting richer.
He might
About being chodes. You fucking chodes.
All of them. Yeah.
God damn it, Bobby.
Dang it.
Damn it, Bobby.
You know, but before we were on the show, I was going through some of the old stuff when I pulled up that audio that I was playing, and I forgot in the Hershey Gardens, there's actually like, you've been there, like places where they have cobblestones you could buy and like do like in memoriams and
Not to
stuff.
be confused with the Hershey Highway.
No, definitely not. We travel that, but that's not through Hershey. So first of all, I asked Matt if he had like gay uncles because this was in memory of Bill and Jeff Bowman.
Oh, yeah.
But the one that really cracked me up, this one is I don't know who this dude is, but since he's no longer with us, rest in power. But I would love to party with a guy named Dick Man.
Oh, Dick Man kicks ass.
Yeah, that's a great name.
With two N's too, because you know where Dick Man butters his fucking bread.
Ah, he's double
I feel
N.
like that's somebody that just had some money lying around. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna buy a brick someplace called Dick Man.
Yeah, I'm buying a brick at Hershey Gardens.
I like how you made it one word, like a fucking superhero. I'm gonna buy a Dick Man.
That's a dick on a brick right there.
Holy shit. Speaking of Dick Man, Steve Off is joining us tonight.
That's
Hell
right.
yeah.
Pro Wrestling Magic.
Yeah, because he's fucking laying some pipe, isn't he? I would assume so. With a man like Steve Off, that probably means like he's beating women off. Well, wait a minute.
Middle name Jack.
No, come on. Let's keep it clean, bro. What are you?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, my bad.
Come on. Get your mind out of the
Low-hanging
gutter,
fruit
Rich.
there.
Jesus.
Back here if you need me.
Speaking of low-hanging fruit, Steve Off's here tonight. Probably works them things out so much like taffy, just fucking hanging down. You said he's like 60, isn't he? Oh no, wait a minute. That was Aaron Rodgers. My bad.
My busy.
What time is Mr. Man joining us tonight? Is he a 7:30 slotter or is he later? Or
Yeah, he's 7:30.
oh, perfect. We had a pay-per-view over the weekend.
We sure did.
Well, I mean, we didn't. AEW did. All Out. Matt and I were talking, or was it you and I, Brendan, talking Saturday, where it was like, oh, this seems like a somewhat digestible show. There's only 8 matches on an AEW show. This is gonna flow nicely.
That was.
Until bickety bam, we're up to 13 with a blink of an eye.
Yeah, literally, we're saying how great the show is, and half an hour later, before we know it, here comes KJG's picks with like 4 more matches on them or something like that.
Yeah, baby. That's 0 hour though. That don't count.
I didn't give a
Yeah,
shit
but-
about those 4 matches either. Like
No,
those
yeah,
came
but-
in, and I was like, all right, fuck it. This guy, got them all.
Yeah, but the
0 hour
pay-per-view itself
rampage.
eventually clocked in at 4 hours. So
Yeah,
you're
it
talking about like another 90 minutes on top of that, That's a long fucking night.
Yeah, I only watched the Acclaimed and Iron Savages out of the 0 hour. It's the only match I caught from that.
Didn't watch any of them.
Because that's all kind of our boys, like Bowens and Castor and
Yeah, that's
know,
why. They're all Creative Pro
the
guys.
beefy boys and
And then the other weirdo that they just stuck in there because he's Tony Khan's friend.
Jack Jameson.
Yeah.
who's that guy?
I probably shouldn't have said that, by the way.
Who's Jack Jameson? Is he's another manager?
He's
or-
like the third guy.
Basically,
He's like a wrestler. He's like a Virgil. He's like a wrestler / second.
Is he like an Odyssey Jones where they'll give him a push for a week and then he's gone?
Well, I mean, hopefully he doesn't do what Odyssey Jones allegedly did.
Yeah, but that's the funny thing, right? Because like nothing's really come out about it. Like they couldn't find anything. Is it an in-house kind of thing where they just did their own investigation?
That's why I said allegedly, because I honestly don't really know. I heard rumblings of domestic violence, but I don't know if that's true or not. Like I just don't know. It was obviously something extreme enough to have him lose his job.
Yeah,
with something like this too, I would think that where WWE is now and with the people in power now, it very well could be just one of those simple like, hey, we're going to pull you. We have to look into this. We're going to get ahead of it. That way, if more does come out or something, really crucifying comes out, then he's already gone. Otherwise, they can pull him, let it simmer, do their own investigation, and bring him back if need be. It is really hard though when he does get the push that he got, and then it's just a complete full stop.
Yeah, I mean the same shit happened with Enzo.
That's right.
That sucked. That fucking sucked. Still,
yeah, but and the fucked up thing was like even though nothing wound up happening to him in terms of a legal standpoint, the fact that he didn't tell anybody like, hey, listen, there's some shit out there on me, just to let you know, and that's what cost him his job.
Yeah, well, and he roasted himself too when he came back at Survivor Series and pulled that bullshit. Like that did not help him out at all.
I think that was a live Raw that he came.
It was a Raw.
What did he do?
It was a Raw. Yeah.
What are you guys referring to?
Enzo Amore when he had allegations against him.
No, that I know. But what are you talking about when he roasted himself?
He showed up on a live Raw in the crowd and started making a scene. And he threw him out.
Yeah.
And plus, it did them no favors that they brought him and Big Bill in for that Ring of Honor New Japan show. They booed the fuck out of those guys.
I love Enzo.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, without knowing what Oba is actually like alleged to have done, like what Enzo was alleged to have done is way worse. I can only imagine is way worse.
Well, like not Oba. You said Oba.
Oh my God,
Odyssey
Jones. Oba's the man. Oba Femi is great. But Enzo, what he was accused of and what he was like, the whole controversy with him was way worse. I think that whenever
but it turned out it was a nothing burger, but the fact that he never told anybody that he was being investigated got him in trouble.
Right, and we said that since day one that was that was his mistake. Like we've always said that. So
bring him back.
Hopefully Odyssey's not a douchebag and he gets cleared and this is another nothing burger. But who knows?
Yeah, well, if not, it's unfortunate. It really is. Speaking of unfortunate, AEW had a pay-per-view on Saturday.
I heard there was some controversy, but
Look, man, I didn't watch the whole card. From what I've been reading, people absolutely fucking loved the show. Like, loved it.
I won't say I loved it, but I didn't hate it, and dare I say, like, I more than liked it. Like, I didn't think there was. I mean, we can get to like the specific spots that everyone's talking about at some point too, but like the positives that I took away from this was a hell of a match between Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale, and when you have, they're like the third tier, and this is no disrespect, this is just like how I feel. They're like the third tier woman storyline in the company, right? Like you have Monet and Britt Baker, and obviously Monet wrestled Sheeta on this show, but those are like the two tops. And then you even have your world champion, which is Toni Storm and Mariah May and Toni Storm, who are telling tremendous stories and having tremendous programs and segments on TV. And then for these two, who are seemingly like the third or fourth story on the female division's side, to go out and have a match like that and deliver and to make people care about it, I gotta give it up for Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale, man. Like that match was dope.
Just very bummed with the outcome. It's kind of hard to wrap my head around the fact that that Buttlander winds up like winning this fight. Honestly,
why? Like, because she has to get her heat back at some point.
Didn't she win 2 weeks ago at All In?
No, Willow won.
Did she? Oh yeah, because Willow had the potato. That's right.
Willow, I think Statlander beat her another time though.
But that was like before like the feud really like started like firing on all cylinders. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about that too. But I'm telling, like, she lost it at in Wembley, and now she got her win back in a match where she like took a fucking beating. So Willow doesn't necessarily like lose anything, but now it doesn't. If Chris Statlander lost this match, to me, like what do you like? There's nothing you can do anymore. Like if that was your objective to get Willow somewhere else, then that's fine. But they're clearly not done with this yet. So
You think they're gonna have another match?
I 100% do. They have to.
Yeah.
Willow Nightingale's a star, and they have to. She has to end up going over in the long term of the story. To me,
That's where I thought they were going with this because I thought they would move. I picked Willow, and I thought she would beat Statlander, and they'd move her up to maybe like Mariah May or something. Maybe not to Monet again already, but Mariah May needs another challenger. In the meantime, I don't know if they're going right back to the Tony Storm well.
yeah, I feel like they might do that, just because I think there's a lot of gas in the tank on that feud. There's so much there. But like I said, like Willow could easily like jump right in there too and insert and now they're like here's what's so weird with AEW. I can't tell when they're pushing somebody just for like a match on Collision or if they're actually getting behind them overall. Like that Deonna Purrazzo segment on Dynamite, were they just pushing her match at Collision or were they actually getting behind her again? Like it's so confusing to me with what they do and how they present their talent, but that's neither here nor there. So I took that was like my first takeaway is how much I love the Willow Nightingale Chris Statlander match.
I gotta say, I loved Ospreay and Pac too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they knocked it out of the park. I mean, no surprise, those guys could do that in their sleep, but that was my match of the night and everything. They just killed it.
And I don't know if you guys got a chance to see MJF Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia, for some reason, for me, still doesn't do anything for me. He just doesn't come across as he comes across as an athlete. He comes across as a badass, but he doesn't come across as a pro wrestler to me, if that makes any sense. And that match was kind of, we'll get into the spots with the bag and the needle and all that stuff later. But like that match was bloody. Like that was a bloody match, dude. Like, and I don't know if Daniel Garcia is gone after that or not, but the right person won with MJF, obviously.
Yeah, I think MJF is gone, considering Garcia dropped him on his head with a pile driver afterwards.
Yeah.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
I think somebody reported that both MJF and Swerve Strickland are going to be taking some time off. So who knows?
MJF has like a movie or something that he was going to film.
What, another movie about the Von Erichs?
I hope so.
It's like the Von Erichs too. Like they're haunting like other wrestlers now.
you know, so one thing that bothered me, and I realize that it bothers me not about necessarily AEW, but about wrestling in general. We got to stop with the guy or the guy outside completely out laying on the ground, them almost getting to 10 and him jumping up at 9 and jumping in the ring. I fucking hate that spot so much. You should be trying to get to the ring. You can't, like, they hit 9 is like fucking, was it Festus in the ring bell? Like all of a sudden, oh, I'm good, runs in the ring. Like I fucking hate that spot.
I'm with you on that. Yeah. I always love them to like creeping back into the ring.
Right.
That's
Work
the way
for
to
it. Get
do it.
there. Give me the drama to get in the ring. That fucking him just out cold laying on the ring. And then 9 jumping up. I'm in the ring. It fucking bugs the hell out of me. As far as the MJF Daniel Garcia match, Daniel Garcia doesn't do much for me either. Like I don't know what it is. He's seemingly a talented kid, but there's just no connect there. I did hate that they worked hot and then back into chain wrestling. Like that part of it bugged the shit out of me. Overall, it was a good enough match. Like I really love MJF. Like he's unbelievably talented, and it's Mike skills. It's in ring. He seemingly gets it, but to start hot and then work into chain wrestling for some reason that bugged the hell out of me.
I don't know.
I feel like go ahead.
I just feel like in a situation where like it's supposed to be all like real, right? It's supposed to be real. So like who am I to criticize how the match goes and what they do next? Like maybe that's just the way it went. Like it just worked itself into, like if you're like in a street fight with somebody and you start punching people in the face and all of a sudden someone grabs you in a headlock, you got to take it to the ground and do stuff like that. So like I'm not going to criticize like the flow and the direction that they went, but I do see your point in the fact that it was weird. If you're looking at it from like a smart fan's perspective, it was a weird way to go.
If you're watching a street fight, are you expecting pageantry? Like I've never walked away from a street fight and said, wow, that was fucking awesome. I can't wait for those guys to do that again.
I watch street fights every day. There's like accounts on Twitter you can watch. Literally, all it is they post fights. They're incredible. Love them.
Any Spanish flies or
Yeah. Well, yeah, but that has nothing to do with it.
head scissors, dragon ranas, that type of stuff.
Tope suicidas, dragon suplexes.
Dude, the internet's
Anybody hit a blue
crazy
thunder
place,
bomb?
man. You'd be surprised what you fucking see.
A couple of deep arm drags.
Meltzer driver.
Pile drivers on the apron, the hardest part of the floor.
Yep.
That tile in that bathroom is fucking brutal.
Oh my God. Look, I would pile drive somebody on a fucking toilet. Are you kidding me? I'd make
Right
sure the
in
lid's
there.
No, I'd make sure the lid's closed though.
No, I would leave it open.
Nah, you gotta
Just get them right in there.
put them through the lid.
Oh, there's still porcelain on the bottom.
I'd fucking power bomb them on the tank and call it an upper decker. That'd be my fucking finisher.
Yeah.
Fucking people up.
Tank Tony.
I am done with the forearm trading shit. I am done with the fucking, because it just starts every match. Nobody lays them in. Nobody gets an advantage. Go watch Gunther and Randy Orton from Bash at Berlin. That's the right way to do it. Chops included.
Any right way to do it, Tony.
No, there's a right way to do it. You got to let somebody get the advantage pretty quickly. You can't go back and forth. It just doesn't make sense. Everybody and their grandmother does it, and it looks stupid. It does.
And HK, that was kind of like one of my big gripes with like New Japan. Like they literally just stand there and let the other person hit them and like not defend themselves. Like I get it. It's like a hey, be a man type gimmick, but like it's always bothered me, and I don't think you can never convince me that there's a right way to do that spot. I like European uppercut, chop, European uppercut, punch, European upper. Like there's like, why are you letting this person like hit you? Like it makes no sense. Like take them to the ground, like we were just talking about, like in chain wrestle.
No, but it's supposed to lead to a high spot. I can see 2 rounds going back and forth. Somebody starts wailing away, gets the advantage, and either throws them off the ropes and a spot happens, or they get cut off. The other guy fires up even more, hits maybe 5 or 6, and then shoots them off and a high spot comes. That's how you got to do it. Starting
why they do it. It just.
And starting a match doing that makes it even fucking worse. Even worse.
Everybody wants to be Ishii and Shibata.
But that's
Everybody's
the problem.
all that, and that's that you're right. That is the problem.
In New Japan, they didn't start off doing that. In All Japan, they didn't start off doing that. It was 20 minutes in. These guys were firing up and out for blood, and you'd had one dude take advantage and drop the other dude on his fucking head, get a fucking 2 and 19/20 count, and then they'd be down for fucking 20 minutes because they just kicked the shit out of each other.
Right. And so Brundo, like the exact opposite of that spot, right? Like the trading blows is when when they just get mad and they just literally are hitting each other at the same exact fucking time. Give me that. Like I love that spot in the center of the ring where like the guys just they see each other, they size each other up, and then they just freaking go. Like,
well, and it looks
believable.
It looks so much better too when you look at like what Austin and Brett did in the ring, right? Slugging back and forth, Brett and Sean in the middle of the ring, just exchanging blows. Like you don't need this. I'm gonna hit you. You're gonna hit me.
Yeah.
Please hit me. Like when you like those 2 examples I gave, and there's others. Those 2 examples that look like a fucking fight. Those are guys that are out for blood with each other, not forearm. All right, you forearm me. Like it fucking sucks.
Because even for a split second, even though it's only a split second, they're selling. Like they're literally like getting back on their legs and then coming back with they're coming back. Like whereas like you can hold your chest after the guy hits you with the European uppercut, but he's just standing there not doing it again, waiting for you to do it like back to him.
Well, with that though, like who in today's wrestling throws like a good punch?
Jeff
you know
Jarrett.
what I mean? Like okay, but like Jeff Jarrett, that spans like decades, right?
Yeah,
he's been around for a long time.
And he learned from Jerry Lawler how to throw a fucking punch. Probably
amazing. But guys throw forearms and chops. They don't throw punches. You know what I mean? Like it's there. Nobody off the top of my head. I go, man, he throws a punch like Lawler. Fucking nobody.
Does anyone do That's a great question because I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Not that they're not there. I just can't think of any. Tony, is there anyone that does like the savage like stomp and punch like does anyone do that? Like does anyone
somebody does that, and I feel like they did it this weekend. And
It's probably Necro Butcher, but he really fucking punches people.
I don't consider him.
But seriously, he fucking punches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
Pondo.
Oh God!
Can you think not that they're not out there, but off the top of my head, normally I'd be able to say like Bret Hart throws a good punch, Jerry Lawler throws a good punch, Macho Man throws a good punch, Scott Hall throws like the best like open hand kind of like palm slap punch ever. Like who like today like can you think of that throws like a good punch?
Nobody.
Like CM Punk doesn't. Drew Mac. Maybe Moxley? Does Moxley throw a good punch?
No,
He throws with forearms now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He goes right in there. Yeah, you're right.
And they're like sissy forearms, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, they're all fucking terrible. They're all terrible. It doesn't matter who it is.
I'm literally looking at like all the results, and I can't think of a good punch in any of them.
Did Lashley throw a good? Maybe like a guy like Gargano
Oh,
or
Roman
Ciampa?
Reigns.
But that's a Superman punch.
Yeah, it's a fucking punch. That was a
Cassidy.
finisher, dude. Oh, Orange Cassidy throws the same punch. He knocks a fucker out.
It's an orange punch, from what I've been told.
No, there's
should
just
just
not a
call
guy.
it-
There's just not a guy that I like.
Oh, I got one. Dustin Rhodes.
30
but
years
again,
against,
yeah, 30 years.
Yeah,
You know what I
you're
mean?
right. That's right. That's old school. You're right.
Like those are guys that learned how to throw like good work punches. And are they just not learning how to throw good work punches now? Like where have my fucking punches gone?
So where do we consider Cesaro, Claudio Castagnoli old school?
No, and I'll tell you why. I want to get to this fucking Bryan Danielson match.
Here we go.
These cocksuckers come in and they fucking who's the first one to turn on Bryan Danielson? Claudio. What does he do? He hits him with an uppercut. He hit him so hard, Bryan Danielson no-sold the fucking thing.
He no-sold the shit out of it.
You just you were in the fight of your life, supposedly, against fucking Jungle Jack Perry, who's got to stop fucking moving his hair. Either tie a fucking ponytail or wet that shit like Bret Hart, dude. You're getting your ass kicked and you're doing this shit with your fucking hair all night. Stop it. Stop it. But still, he hits Bryan, and Bryan Danielson's like, huh? What? Fucking sell the goddamn thing. While you're down on your face, look up and start clawing at him going, I can't believe you fucking did this to me. But sell the fucking thing.
Tony,
I can't believe you did this thing to me.
Yeah.
I had
hand on the face.
I had to rewatch
Where you
this
got
like
hit.
3 times to make sure that Cesaro actually hit him. Did he actually like punch? Like, did he actually hit him? Because it doesn't look like he did.
And here's the
Paper
funny
Bump
thing
says
too.
the
Go ahead.
pain in his heart was more than the physical pain.
He crapped on his heart.
But and the other thing was Castagnoli comes out and with Yuta and saves him from the Young Bucks too. Really? I don't know, man. I would have pulled the Macho Man and said, no, he's okay. Let's let this play out.
Very bizarre because like now I guess we're getting this new Blackpool Combat Club with maybe like Pac and Mox and Cesaro or Claudio, and then but they're still like they're still like the trios champ, like the trios champs.
Oh,
right?
they'll have another fucking tournament for that this week. Don't you worry, KJG.
Don't
you worry. They
So
probably
now-
already got it booked.
So now here's the question: does Wheeler like continue to be this like backup to Daniel Bryan, like this babyface guy, but he still teams with them, or like does Wheeler end up like he did like last time, like end up going to the dark side and becoming a bad like? It's
He's going to be Bryan Danielson's little stupid buddy. That's what he's going to
Well,
be.
and you can't believe shit that he does because a fucking hug stops him from moving. A fucking hug. What are you doing?
He's not even trying.
Fuck
He's
off,
not even
man.
trying.
Just fuck all the way off. He's standing there and he's like, it's not even like he's not even like trying to move. He's not even trying. He's trying there and he's trying to cry. It looked like shit. He's not fucking moving. You're being hugged. Your friend is dying. He's
Was it the
fucking dying
Yeti?
for Some other stupid bullshit that shouldn't be on my TV anyways. And you're
It wasn't
sitting there.
that bad.
It was fucking horrible.
It was bad.
I fucking hated it.
He
And
should've
he's
fired
over
up-
there. He's, oh, what am I gonna do? Oh, I'm being hugged. I'm being hugged. Fuck that.
He should have fired up and said, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah. Don't you throw a fucking forearm, you bitch.
And you know what? The match itself really wasn't terrible. I could have fucking definitely done without the Young Bucks run in, because even if it did make sense from a storyline standpoint that they wanted Jack to win, they were just the shits, dude. It was fucking terrible. And you have a run in, and then the match goes another 6 minutes anyway. So what the fuck are we doing?
Nothing.
I hate that. And it's not just AEW that does that shit, but if there's a run in and then a fight off, like, you got to get to the fucking finish. What's the point of like having that? And then you got to bring the crowd back down to bring them back up again for what?
Yeah.
For what?
Miserable.
Make it part of the story or don't even fucking do it.
Man, do you see our guest? It looks like is he relaxing? What's going on down there? Do we bring him in? The hell? It looks like he's is he on some type of couch? You doing some casting there, Steve? Well, we'll find out here.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Steve,
Yeah.
Hey,
Steve.
chilling,
Hello.
my man. What's going on?
rotate this way. It looks a little better, I think. Yeah, there we go. No, not much, man. Just chilling. No casting tonight, unfortunately. It's school night, so gotta save that debauchery for the weekends.
Different kind of film, huh?
All
Well,
right.
not everybody at once.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Well, I got to know what actually is going on here, Steve. You're fucking upside down. You doing that thing like when you were a kid? You sit the wrong way on the couch. What the fuck's happening?
Am I upside down? I'm not upside down. I don't think.
You
No.
look like you're like in bed, like sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm on the recliner couch.
Okay.
Oh,
Chilling.
gotcha.
Yeah. No, not bedtime for another half hour yet.
Half hour.
Well, I won't be asleep by then, but relax, watch TV.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Takes
Nice.
a good hour and a half or two to fall asleep. So
Really?
yeah.
What's the average bedtime? Like, what time do you actually like go to bed? Like, what time do you fall asleep?
Usually like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm with you, man.
Yeah,
I get up stupid
on a
early,
weeknight,
so
yeah. Let me get into bed about 8 o'clock. I'm happy.
I
If
wish.
I'm in bed at 8 o'clock, I'm up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, there's no way around. Probably earlier than that. Probably like 2 or 1.
Yeah, I couldn't do that either.
Oh, mama.
Oof.
No, I hear it. I'm usually up like 20 to 6 anyway, so I gotta get to bed by like 9:30.
Like 5:15 a.m. That's my sweet spot.
Me
Yeah,
too.
man.
Kids back in school. I got to get up super early.
Yeah.
What is happening here?
Well, and that's what we brought Steve on. We wanted to know about his sleeping habits. You know,
It's just that he
How fun
looks
is
so
getting
god.
old, not fun. Yeah.
Yeah, but you just look so comfortable, dude. Like that's
right
kind of
now
the
I am.
thing. Fucking A.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. He's fucking living life.
Right.
it's what 20 plus years in the business does to you.
Yeah, isn't it
Lay
crazy?
Yeah.
The one thing you look forward to is just fucking sleeping.
That's it. Yeah. Icing my back and sleep. That's really it. And wrestling's all right too, but the
Yeah.
things I really look forward to. Sleeping,
Well,
icing my back, doing yoga.
It's funny you mentioned the wrestling part of it, Steve, because I got to ask you. I was talking to Brundon over here. Do you know what they're saying that your career winning percentage is?
It's probably pretty low.
Do you have a guess, man?
Maybe 50%.
Oh, you would
Wait,
love to.
50 or 15?
Said
You would
maybe 50%. I don't know.
You would love to have 50%, Steve.
I would. It's not that good, is it?
37.9.
Damn.
Would you fuck somebody up, man? Would you
I'm gonna have to start shooting on people.
do something? That's bad.
Dude goes to bed at 8:30. What do you want from him?
He should be ready to kick some ass.
Got to get up really early to outsmart the competition. It doesn't work. They get
It's
up
funny
early,
too. I think I've seen you wrestle probably like 25 times, and it seems like you always win, or like you always have a belt in Magic. So maybe
Yeah,
it's
the
early
losing
career.
percentage was like early on, probably. I don't know. Now I'll have like a title run and then I'll lose for a while, and then I'll have a title run and I'll lose for a while. Not just in Magic. That's just everywhere. This is how it goes. I don't get it. I don't know. Pay me, whatever.
There's a way to go.
Steve, how long has Pro Wrestling Magic been in existence?
So we're going on 9.5 years now.
That's pretty incredible. And
Yeah.
And I just want to say this because like there's the venue that you guys have in Ridgefield Park, which is like
Yep.
referred to like whether it's sarcastically or like genuinely as the Mecca now of
Definitely sarcastic.
Okay, yeah.
I love the venue.
I
don't
didn't-
get me wrong, but
It's the Mecca of pro wrestling, but I don't remember that being a venue that night to Columbus before you started running there. What made you decide to go there, and what do you think about what that place has meant to Pro Wrestling Magic?
So it had hosted a couple of wrestling events before, but it wasn't like a consistent home for anyone. I believe ECPW started running there a little bit before me, but what led us running there is we were looking for a new building. The old one, they kept up in the price. I don't know if you remember the Ace Arena in Wallington when they had their setup there.
Yep.
It was beautiful, but it was so friggin' expensive. It was like, yeah, we could run our big shows here, but we weren't drawing. It looked great on camera, except for the 30 people in the crowd or 50 people in the crowd, if I'm being generous. Like, there just wasn't enough seats. It was a small, beautiful arena. But, then my business partner at the time stumbled upon this venue in Ridgefield Park, and he's like, hey, they only want, I think it was like $300 or $400 at the time. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And then we've been there since. Run big shows out of there, but the majority, we've been there for the majority of our shows ever since.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest show you've run there? Is that one of the Cody shows, or?
Yeah, definitely. Kingdom Come 1, where we had Cody for the first time with JT Dunn. If that show flopped, we were done, and we broke even, and then we made a little bit of profit at the door on that one.
Yeah, I was actually,
broke even in pre-sale, and then we made profit at the door. Not a ton of money because it was quite a hefty bill. But
I was actually at that show, and
oh wow,
and it was awesome. I got to meet Cody for the first time. JT has been on the show a million times. What does it take to book somebody like a Cody Rhodes? Like, how many hoops do you have to jump through? How much rope is there to get somebody like that?
It was just one agent, honestly. It really wasn't that difficult at all. I thought it was going to be jumping through hoops, but his one agent, we emailed him direct, and he was pretty cool. He was like, hey, here are his dates available. We picked one, and, we had a list of opponents that he already went through and then a backup list, and JT was luckily on his backup list. So we're like, yeah, we have that guy on our roster. We're kind of pushing him right now, so we'll use him.
Did he have any like outrageous riders that he wanted in the locker room?
No. He was
Did he want
the
like
most-
Diet Cherry Shasta?
I mean,
Shasta.
with his asking price being as reasonable as it was, we would have probably done it for him. But no, he was really chill. Him and his wife are like the two nicest, most down-to-earth people, the famous people that I've ever met. Like, I would not know they were famous if I didn't know they were famous,
I was literally just gonna follow up with that because Cody has been nothing but like awesome. Like the times that I've like worked with him, so I was wondering how he is to actually like as a promoter to book and all that stuff.
So it wasn't just me at the time. I did have a couple business partners, but me and Anthony, my main business partner, were the ones that kind of dealt with him. But no, he was chill, man. The first time he was a gentleman and a scholar, and then the second time he actually came to hang out with us at the diner afterward for like 2 or 3 hours, shoot the shit, shared a meal together with everybody, like just being one of the boys. And that, that's how you know someone's brought up right in the business. And now, I mean, look at him now.
Yeah.
He left and then he went back, and now he's the champ. He was always going to go back. Let's be real, but now he's the world champ. He's on top. He's living the dream, making, I'm sure, a shit ton of money.
How cost feasible is it to book a guy like that, and how often do you do that nowadays?
Not very often.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's feasible because you will make that money back. But there's so few talent that are on his level that are, as affordable as he made himself, that are that hot coming off of like a decent mid-card run in WWE. There's not a long list of guys like that. Yeah. And if they are, they're already on AEW or TNA or something, and they're going to cost significantly more because of that. And rightfully so. I get it. It's a business. You got to eat, and we're only worth as much money as we're worth for as long as we're worth it. And we don't know what that number is. That number, we all have an expiration date. So I get it. I get the price tag being high, but yeah, there's not too many talent that fit in that little niche that hot off WWE. I'm not that expensive because I want to work everywhere, But you'll make that money back if you find a talent like that, because we did. And we had no fucking idea what we were doing at the time. Like none. We were like, hey, this is good wrestling. Let's put it together. I mean, listen, anyone could put 2 good wrestlers in the ring and say go. But, you know, yeah, we kind of, that was a big learning curve on the business end of it.
Do you still paper when you're promoting?
Paper, like give away tickets for free?
No, I mean like flyers and shit like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, no, just like friends and family of the workers. But, yeah, no, I still do the the posters mostly. I don't really do flyers as much.
Okay.
But I leave them in like 1 or 2 locations. Like there's a bagel shop and the gym I go to that I leave flyers there for people to take. And we actually get a good amount from that, maybe more than the posters. I don't know. And it doesn't cost me anything. But
is that a lost art in indie booking, do you think?
Yeah.
More people not
because,
hitting the streets and putting up their flyers, posters, that kind of shit. It's
a huge market that you're not tapping into. That maybe you draw 1 or 2 people from it, but how much are posters going to cost you? Maybe $100. Right. If you draw 5 people, that you've broke even. If you draw more than that, you're making profit now.
Yeah.
So
I'll admit,
the
first time I ever saw you guys was because of a poster. So
yeah, we get that a lot, and like I only hit like 5 or 6 towns really, and I guess the more you hit town wise, the more money you can make. I don't know. That's kind of a science that there's no way to really figure it exactly out, except I go to towns that we run, towns that like companies I used to work for ran in that might know me if I'm on the poster, or might know, oh, this guy was on TV, or whatever the case. Towns that I know are wrestling or were wrestling towns.
Yes, and obviously we have Steve Off on the line here, joining us on the show. Back from vacation will take place September 28th. You can find it on IWTV starting at 7 p.m. Doors will open at 5. Listen, 2 names immediately scream out to me on this show.
Mm-hmm.
That's Crowbar versus Vinny Pacifico.
Whew.
2 great friends of the show.
Well, 1.5.
What, Vinny? Vinny's not close?
No, Vinny called us up one time, and this fucking guy, what was it? It was a snowstorm or a hurricane or some shit. He calls us from his car. He's like, oh, my brother wanted me to go out in the storm and get donuts. I go, what the fuck is wrong with you?
And you said yes.
So my question is just basically because that match just jumps out at me. Obviously, there's plenty. Azrael's on the show. Your champion, Alex, is on there.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like to work with a guy like Crowbar, who's like literally, genuinely, universally liked?
He's one of the very few that is in that category. But yeah, no, it's awesome. He's very cool, very collaborative with the creative. He's not just coming to collect a payday, which he could easily just show up, phone it in, have a better match than half the show at least by phoning it in and collect an easy payday. But he's not doing that. He's like, yeah, I just want to have good matches while I'm still able. I want to do this and that. And he knows exactly what he wants to do. He's asked for different. He's very low maintenance, but he's asked for different opponents. He'll work with whoever I ask, but he's, hey, these guys, if you can get to it, please. And I always give him that because, like, he's given us banger after banger, as Sheamus would say. That's legit, though. He's given us, like, match of the night candidate every time he's been there. So, yeah, you want to work with this guy or that guy? Yeah, we're going to get there. So him and Vinny have both been pushing for this match for a while. We just finally found a date. They're both available. It kind of fell in our lap, and I didn't have anyone for Vinny this show. I hit up Crowbar. I'm like, hey, man, you open? I know you want this match. He was open. The rest is history.
We'll definitely get back to talking about this show, but real quick, go to the chat here. SJ is asking, hey, Steve, who is your dream opponent you would like to go against one day?
Man, that's a rough one.
Vinny
it's such a long list. Vinny Pacifico, yeah.
Donuts in the storm match.
I would say right now, probably Minoru Suzuki or Ishii. I know that's not the answer you're going to get from everyone else, but I just like physical, hard-hitting fucking brawl. I like technical too, and Kushida would be my dream opponent from the technical side. But yeah, those three probably. Whether or not I'll get those matches, who the hell knows? Not for me to say. We'll see. But yeah, those in a perfect environment, those three.
Oh, and they come to the States so often, I'm sure that's definitely doable. Rebecca Scott, that's a name I've been keeping an eye on. She's coming into her own. I know she made her debut a couple years ago against the returning Kayla Sparks, and for her first match, they had a hell of a match together. It's nice to see that she's getting some shine here for Pro Wrestling Magic, wrestling another friend of the show, Sunny Kiss.
Those two are like tier 1 A grade quality human beings. So, to see them both succeeding is awesome. Rebecca and I used to train together with, Alex and Trey Felipe and John Tella. Like, we had a whole little clique that trained during the pandemic while trying not to die. We were just like, yeah, let's get good at wrestling, man. What the fuck? We're all going to, either die or not. So let's just do this shit. And so we all kind of bonded over that. And, definitely cool person. And Sonny was there too half the time, even though I'm now that Sonny's no longer with AEW, I can say that. I don't know if Sonny was supposed to be there training during the pandemic, but but no, some good times were had. No one died, thankfully. And we all got pretty good at wrestling to differing degrees. And it's cool seeing them both get their shine.
Let me ask you, since you brought it up, how much of a pain in the ass was it for you guys to get together, to train, to go somewhere, to find somewhere that would be open for you? Like, what was that experience like?
So that was actually pretty easy. For the first 2 or 3 months, there was nothing. It was nothing. Then Cheeseburger is a buddy of mine. So me and Alex Ryman hit him up and said, hey man, we're dying for some training. Can we just come work out with you? We don't have to bring anybody else. We'll all get COVID tested before. And then he said, yes, we went up. It was like, I won't get too graphic because my son's in the room, but it was like prom night in high school all over again. The first time doing things, it felt like that good taking that bump. I was like, oh man, that hurt. Yeah. Then ECPW training center, Lake Hiawatha, opened up shortly after. So then we just went there, and it was a small group. It was maybe 10 of us at any given time. So all social distancing, we all paired off with one person and just worked with them the whole time, and and minimize any chance of everything was done safely. But yeah, no, it was very cool.
I can imagine Gino Caruso standing at the door going, "You got your test?"
Yeah, with the temperature check. Yeah.
Oh my God! Could you imagine him? I could imagine him and Kodiak Bear standing there with the freaking gun.
I haven't seen Kodiak in at least 10 years, but Gino was there doing that, and he did everything possible to keep it safe.
He made a comeback a couple years ago, and he lost a shit ton of weight.
Yes,
like a ton of weight. He got the stomach surgery, and I know he was coming back a bit, and then he kind of disappeared again.
That's wrestling. A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
I managed Kodiak Bear once against Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Wow.
How about that?
Yeah, it's funny. You go on the network, you go back to the original Eastern Championship Wrestling, and you'll see Gino Caruso on there. You'll see Kodiak Bear on there. You'll see Metal Maniac make a few appearances with Jimmy Snuka. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I gotta look into that.
Yeah, it's a nice little Easter egg to see who was involved in those early days of ECW.
And we're talking about the network. You guys are obviously going to be streaming. What goes into working with a streaming partner for independent wrestling promotions?
Well, because I use GPW, formerly known as GoPro Wrestling, it's easy and seamless. I don't have to worry about a goddamn thing. They tell me what they need from me. I get it to them, and they handle the rest. I just got to make sure they get access to the internet at the Knights of Columbus, which their internet is terrible, but it works. It's there. They could probably spend $10 more a month and get good internet, but these are 16 up men that we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not the best in technology either, so I'm not the one to lead the blind. But yeah, they need connection to internet. They want the run sheet, and we have a group text that if I update them and the commentators and production during the show, everyone's on the same page.
So if somebody wanted to watch the upcoming show, how do they go about that?
So the best way is to be there live, pwmtickets.com. You save money. You save $10 a ticket by buying in advance. Those prices will go up at the door. It's only 20 GA and 30 front row. It goes up by 10 at the door. Or season passes where you save an additional $20 off that if you commit to 4 shows. If you can't be there live, shame on you. If you can't be there live because you don't live in the area, I can understand that, I guess. But you could check us out. We're going to be launching our Monday Morning Magic program on YouTube. Again, we're going to be relaunching that in October. So stay tuned for that. Go to subscribe to our YouTube at Pro Wrestling Magic. And the main shows, and the YouTube's going to be a dope thing, too. It's a dope side project. We have kind of like Monday Night Raw before the pay-per-view. The actual events from 7 o'clock on are streamed live on IWTV, promo code MAGIC. Definitely download that. Magic is not the only great show on there. You'll see there's like 8,000 shows on there, different brands and whatnot. It's probably a couple hundred, not 8,000, but it's a lot. A lot of different brands. You'll find your favorite new promotion. It'll be Pro Wrestling Magic, and then you can look for your second favorite promotion.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
I'm just.
I mean, I mean, I could ask him a million questions, but I just don't want to hog the segment.
All right, I got one. Who would you say out of the new crop of or like the younger crop of Pro Wrestling Magic, or like the guys really coming up that would really could explode onto the scene these days?
I think you're already seeing it, but I'll say Troy Locke.
Okay.
He's working a lot of the fun and really good smaller companies. It's only a matter of time before he graduates from that and goes to the next level. And I mean, his work ethic and his determination, his attitude are great. As long as they stay that way, I don't see why there's any limit on him. The only thing he doesn't have going for him is size, and we all know that's just a bonus these days. It's not a requirement. So I think he'll still do pretty well or great, somewhere in that scale. Definitely at least pretty good, possibly great. And there's others too, like Tamir Gibbs is another one who's, a smaller dude, but so charismatic, so over with any crowd he's in front of, and such a different persona where he's like, he's timid Tamir Gibbs. He almost doesn't want to fight you, but he's fucking you up at the same time. It's pretty cool. And there's a bunch of others too. So if I'm not mentioning you and you're listening to this, don't feel slighted. Those are just the two that popped into my head first.
So
yeah, don't be slighted. Be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
On that same level of the people that you have, is there anybody outside that you haven't booked yet that's kind of up and coming that you have your eye on that you might want to see in a Pro Wrestling Magic ring?
There's a few. Definitely Cosmic. If we're looking to expand our women's division, she's really good. Salem too, good persona, cool in the locker room, chill, good in the ring. I mean, what else can you ask for? That's what I've been scouting mostly lately, because we are looking to expand our women's division. Maybe eventually do a women's tag division. Who knows? Right now, I want to just try to get our women's division as strong as it possibly can be, and then we'll see.
When you're scouting for for one of your shows, are you looking for characters, or are you more looking for in-ring ability? You know what I mean? Are you looking for those? Because on indie shows, you kind of get a little bit of everything, and there can be an imbalance there. So are you kind of drawn more to the people that are connecting with indie audiences, or are you more looking for your in-ring product?
I mean, if I can have both, that would be great. I know that's an easy out, but
hard to do with the indies, man.
Yeah, it's usually one or the other, and I try to balance our show out, but our crowd at least connects more with characters, storyline. Yeah, we give them good matches, but they don't come for that. They come for the story, and because they get, invested in the characters. Because not a lot of indie promoters are doing that. Everyone has great matches, but there's very few, if any, storylines. That's fine, that works, but there's a whole different side to that so many guys aren't tapping into. So I would go with definitely the entertainment value and the persona over in-ring, as long as they're not the shits in-ring, because there's a limit. And if they're great in-ring but have no personality, then I mean, there's got to be some kind of balance. There's got to be a little bit of both. But yeah, I would lean more toward the character and that emotional connection.
Now, with you doing stories, take me through that, because that's such a love of mine, especially on the indie scene. If you are telling, telling stories, give me a continuous something to come back. He did this last time. She did this last time. That process. How far ahead are you in that process? Or are you just kind of building off what you did, the prior show? So
show by show, segment by segment, about 6 months. But I know what we're doing, general arc, at least the top 3 stories, for about 1.5 years down the road. And that can change. But I at least have an idea of this is where I want to go. And if we got to pivot, we'll pivot. That's why I only book full top to bottom 6 months at a time. Because all right, let's see how this goes. And then if we need to turn right or left, we can.
Man, that's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear you say that. Just as an indie wrestling guy myself, to hear somebody that has that type of foresight to see where they're going and how they're going to get there. That's fantastic, man. Good job.
Thank you. Well, we don't have the budget to bring in a Cody Rhodes or a Keith Lee anymore, so I don't have much choice than to get people invested in good wrestling that are not the guys they're seeing on TV right now, but the guys they might see on TV tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but down the road.
Yeah, I
No.
mean it's something to do. Like indie wrestling is, you don't need like the major guys to just come
No.
in and work your show. People will go to your show because it's a night out. It's fun.
Yep.
They know they're gonna get a good show. They're fans.
Mhm.
So I totally agree with you 100%. Like even if you don't have the budget, even if you did, there's no reason to necessarily do that every single time.
No, you build around the guys and girls that are, not super expensive. You're not paying them, $10 or $20, but they're not super expensive. They're on the come up. You're helping them get exposure and a payday, and they're helping you build your product. It mutually benefits everyone. So that's what you want to build around. And then of course you're bringing your Danny Moffs and Nunzio and Crowbar, your veterans that are going to help elevate those other talent. Not that there's always putting them over, but always getting them over. And it's a tough balance to find. I wish I had the formula. I could be a millionaire selling it to other people, but I don't. Shit, if I did, maybe I'd be a millionaire. I don't know, but
I got one more question before we let you go.
Sure.
Shining Wizards Matt, one of our co-hosts, yes, there's 5 of us, is not here tonight, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask the question that he asks all the guests. Mr. Steve Off, when was the last time you shit your pants?
That's right.
I oversold that.
I don't even remember. It's been quite a long time.
Okay. In the ring,
maybe a little bit when I had COVID in 2020, it's like a slight bit.
during training, were you trying to let one squeak at the house, or?
No, not at all. Just, I think maybe a little bit while I was like sick and sleeping with COVID. I was sleeping 12 hours a day at the time, so it was probably then, and it wasn't like a major one.
Jeez, Mr.
Just a little bit.
Steel Sphincter over here.
a little dime mark on the drawers, or was it like
just a little bit? No, just a little bit, enough to awaken me from my 12-hour slumber to be like, what the fuck was that? And then go back to sleep.
Oh my God, you shit your pants and went back to bed. That's amazing. That's some hardcore shit, pardon the pun, right there.
On the hardcore sheets.
Well,
damn.
Actually, write that down. That might be the title of the
Hardcore
episode tonight.
sheets.
Hardcore sheets from WoW was better.
We have been here with Steve Off. You want to follow him on social media at IHateSteveOff.com. Listen to me. Don't listen to me. If you want to book Steve Off and you want to get him to a 40% win rate, SteveOff@yahoo.com. September 28th, Pro Wrestling Magic. That is the Back from Vacation show. Friend Crowbar against half of friend Vinny Pacifico on that one. That's going to be a great match. You got Rebecca Scott, Sonny Kiss. Matter of fact, Steve Off is facing Mateo Marcelos. So get out, see the show. It's 5 o'clock door, 6 o'clock bell time. There's been a whole bunch of other shows that Steve Off is going to be on to try to get that 40%. All listed down below. He's going to be in Ontario. What is Luke's party at the Great Wolf Lodge? What is this? This is a private event?
Be a wild time. It's going to be a great time. Not a lot of sleep.
From the guy who gets
birthday
like
party, so nothing too wild, but definitely a lot of drinking. And I don't drink much anyway, so it ain't going to take much to get me lit. But a lot of drinking, a lot of water park stuff, and it's a good time.
That's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Make sure you get out there. Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, September 28th. Always a good happening in this town of Ridgefield Park. Am I right, Brundo?
Damn right. My hometown, and I'm very happy to be from the Mecca, or from the town of the Mecca.
Fuck yeah.
He's the
We
guy
are
who's been
happy.
living under the stage there. Oh, okay.
Sounds about right.
Certainly look like it.
I thought it was young boy Lawrence, but hey, whatever.
Steve, man, it's been a pleasure. Good luck with the show. Anytime you want to come back, hit us up. We will be happy to have you back on, promote whatever you want, or just shoot the shit. Hey, if you shit your pants, you can come back on and tell us all about it.
I don't plan to do the pants shitting part, but coming back on sounds fun. And thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, it's a lot
Thanks
of
a
fun.
lot for coming on, Steve. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Steve. Be
Thanks,
well.
guys. You
Be
too.
well, sir.
Mr. Steve.
Mr. Steve. I wanted to do it, but I didn't know.
I kind of teed it up there. You like that?
Yeah.
Holy shit. He was a fucking blast, man.
That
He
was
was
fun.
a blast. Yeah.
That was really fun.
Oh shit. I don't know why I shut my camera off. I'm trying to load up a video. So you've been to a bunch of Pro Wrestling Magic shows then?
Yeah, I've been to
All of them.
probably a good like 20 of them at this point or now.
You got the season pass or?
No, I don't. I have a concert the same night as the next one, but
Right.
I'll definitely check it out.
Who's more important than
Yeah.
yeah, who's more
And
important?
Mr. Steve.
Hatebreed.
No, not at all.
Is that at the Stone Pony?
I forgot. I think it's in New York, the one I'm going to.
Dingbats in Clifton?
No, not Dingbats. I can't remember.
Well, now I need you to go to Pro Wrestling Magic shows and report back, Brundlefly. That's what I need from you, man.
Yeah.
October, I will be doing it.
Maybe I'll put them in
He
the
wa-
results.
He wasn't kidding. He wasn't kidding too. They do run great stories, and they do run throughout the whole year. Usually by December, they have a good big finish and like set up for the next year.
I always have a
weird how-
good big finish too.
Usually at Hershey Park.
Isn't it weird how that works now? Like, but like I remember going as a kid going to like indie shows. Like you didn't like there were no stories. Like there were just matches and that was it. And now because of where we are in like technology and streaming and where you can present your shows, like they literally do have stories, even though they only run one show a month because you can carry it over on your social media platforms. And it's like listen, Pro Wrestling Magic, Wrestle Pro, like they literally have stories that marry over into the next show, and which is a month away. It's just it's insane. HK, is that the same way for you?
Yep. Maybe not that far in advance. I know when I was writing, we would usually be about five, maybe 6 in advance. But there were so many times when you have your main stories, right? One or two that are going to carry, and then the rest of it's kind of not, you don't want to say filler, but stuff you might be able to build off of, but not really. You're giving them, those are the matches just to give the fans the matches. In a 3.5 hour indie show, like you still have to tell a little bit of backstory depending on how closely you're running. You know what I mean? Where the next show is to the next show to the next show. Luckily we have TV in Minnesota, so that was easy. You know what I mean? To keep building off of that. To your point though, like when you were younger, you wouldn't see necessarily real stories, real big stories. You'd see stories of the night, where maybe somebody attacked somebody to set up the main event, or you would get maybe one promo pre-match from somebody just to really set the tone, like, hey, this guy is absolutely the heel. So, but I love stories on independent wrestling, man.
Let me ask you this: do you at like, because like, we have actually like full blown like production meetings like before the show, like we actually have meetings because of the like we have to like know the cues and know how we're going to do this and what we're going to set up for the next. Are you involved in anything like that?
Not right now. Not right now. So in the past, we not really necessarily a production meeting, but we would go over. Everybody would have usually their run probably three days before the show. That way, if you're riding with a guy, you're able to kind of go over what you might want to do. You might come up with something that you want to pitch. You can work out all the kinks that you want to work out before you get there. And then once everybody's there, luckily enough we had a really good group of guys where all you really had to do is go up to them and say, hey man, you know what you're doing, you know what the finish is, you know what the story is. And it was usually really quick where you didn't have to hold that big meeting. Now I've been at shows where I haven't been part of the creative, and I have sat back and listened to those type of things. Sometimes they're real hits, sometimes they're real misses, because you might have half the guys jerking each other off, and that part like that fucking pisses me off, man. Like, pay attention. Like, this guy is paying you. This is what he wants done. Like, be professional about it. So yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, Petey Brown.
Not Petey.
Congratulations to Petey Brown, by the way.
Yeah, congratulations, Petey. Congratulations to Petey Brown. Yeah.
Petey Brown not only got married this past weekend, but forced Handsome Kevin to put on a pair of goddamn shoes.
I put on some fucking shoes and went to his fucking wedding.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Petey Brown got married on Friday.
Petey Brown.
Downtown Petey Brown.
Friend of the show, Petey Brown.
Oh, I know exactly who he is.
I was gonna say I'll have to introduce you to my buddy Tropic L one of these times too.
I don't know who that is.
Holy shit. Well, we got more to talk about, including part 2 of our AEW discussion. But like we always do, KJG, give me the old 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Back after this.
We would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in every week to listen to the Shining Wizards. Here are some other ways in which you can support the show. If you shop on Amazon, visit amazon.shiningwizards.com and shop the way you always do. You'll pay the same low prices, and a portion of your purchase will help support the show. If you'd like to buy a Shining Wizards t-shirt, visit merch.shiningwizards.com to visit our pro wrestling tee store, and select from over a dozen great designs. You can also become a Patreon supporter at patreon.shiningwizards.com, where we offer bonus content, producer credits, special legend shows where you participate in the show, and so much more. Continue to listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts and watch the show live on social media. Don't forget to like, rate, review, and subscribe. Your continued support helps us to keep bringing you the best in professional wrestling podcasting.
It's time for your weekly lineup of shows on the Shining Wizards Network. On Mondays, it's the latest from Gorilla Brain, featuring the year of Duke and Road, covering a year's worth of classic wrestling, and the Tots Pod, introducing the world to wrestling action figure collecting. Also on Mondays, it's 30 Screams or Less, a weekly review of horror movies in 30 minutes or less. Rounding out Mondays, it's the Shining Wizards, covering everything in the world of pro wrestling. On Wednesdays, it's the Mark Order Podcast, keeping you up to date on everything AEW. On Fridays, it's Horns Up, as Radioactive Metal brings you everything in the world of heavy metal music. And on Saturdays, it's the ROH Revelry, covering everything in the history of Ring of Honor. The Shining Wizards Network is also the home to other great shows, like Bread Club, bringing you the latest from New Japan Pro Wrestling. The Brocast, your watch-along from Down Under, featuring the greatest wrestling matches in history. Turnbuckle Throwbacks, paying homage to the greatest shows in the history of pro wrestling. Wrestling Night in Canada, a focus on wrestling with a north-of-the-border spin. Going Underground, taking you back to everything in the history of Lucha Underground. An inconclusive breakdown, keeping you up to date on everything happening in the world. Enjoy all of the amazing shows on the Shining Wizards Network, available wherever you listen to podcasts and at shiningwizardsnetwork.com. It's the Shining Wizards Network. Entertainment here.
Pro wrestling magic. I'm gonna do some magic.
You like magic?
Yeah, I dig magic. I like the Penn and Teller. You know, little David
Magic's kinda
Copperfield.
badass.
Yeah,
Badass. Yeah.
and he lost a fuck ton of weight too.
David
Penn?
Copperfield?
No, Penn
Oh.
Gillette.
I was gonna say, I don't think he had much to lose.
Yeah, well, he if he was on the old Independence message boards, they might have
Did
a
he-
reason why he lost so
did
much
he-
weight.
Did he make it disappear?
And Christy Brinkley, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Wait, he was married. Who's he married to? Christy Brinkley? No,
I don't remember, man.
no, whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's fine.
Don't matter to me. So, yeah, where were we? We were talking about punching and forearms and.
You know, I thought of somebody who throws a good punch. Finally,
No,
Ooh,
you don't.
who's that?
No, you
MJF.
don't.
Out of the current crop, I think he probably throws the best one.
Is it so bad that like punching like doesn't even register anymore to me? Like I can't like
Well, nobody would register punches anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
I believe you, Brendan. Like I bet MJF throws a fucking good punch. But like I can name like the best wrestlers in the world and I just don't know how they punch. Like,
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the funny thing was, and somebody had brought it up in the chat earlier, punching is supposed to be illegal. You're not supposed to hit
It was
anybody with a-
apron bump, but I mean, come on. It's a
Okay,
punch.
Cal.
Come on.
I got your back, Kyle.
Got a punch. Got a punch.
Yeah, but still, it's technically an illegal maneuver. You're not supposed to punch with a closed fist.
Open hand. You can open hand punch.
Yeah,
that's why I love Scott Hall. Like that's why like Razor Ramon was like the best because you could have either believed he was hitting you with a fist or he was slapping you. There was like there was no like he literally was like that. Like he was doing like he had his knuckles curled, but he was like hitting you, and it was just so believable. Like it was insane.
All the best punchers have died out, man. They're gone. They're
yeah.
just
Jenna
gone.
Morasca doesn't wrestle anymore either.
It's fucking gone.
Like,
Nobody
what about,
really.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
They all punched out. Did
Yeah.
someone just say that? Okay.
That makes sense.
Oh.
Back to the AEW.
There
So
we go.
I watched it again, trying to be open-minded, trying to be good, right? I don't want to shit on things to shit on things. That's not who I am as a man, right? Not going
I
to
think
shit
it
on
is.
something to shit on something, right? Not going to do it. But there was a lot of things that I really did not care for. I really
like what?
Light tubes, right? Not into light tubes, right? You keep that on the indie scene. It didn't do absolutely anything for me. There was a spot, and I am being probably a little bit too critical, but if you can't get out of the way, right? If you can't get out of the way, your timing isn't there. Don't do the spot. Willow took a fucking nasty bump to the back of her head when Stat went for that swanton to the table to the outside. Like you got to make sure you time that up right. Wouldn't be surprised if she got a little bit of a ringer there. The fucking bag bullshit, man. The fucking bag bullshit. It was ridiculous. It was
Wait, whose bag?
Get your
Mox. He
had a bag?
So when after the title match, when they turned on,
Oh, I thought you meant like he had a bag of tricks.
No.
That's becoming an AEW thing too in a lot of these matches where they just come out with a bag. But the bag.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid, man. And like I see people justifying like, oh, it was an ode to Terry Funk. Like some things are best left. Some things are best left in the past. That was a blood feud. This is a turn. Also, like, would it be cool then if, like, I don't know, let's grab Lance Archer and fucking hang him from the cage as an ode to the Undertaker. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking. Oh, but it was an ode to. I don't give a fuck. It was stupid. It looked shitty,
and it was stupid
like
then.
A bitch. Yes, it was. I was dumb. It's just dumb. It's not professional. Like, it's not professional wrestling.
So
if you got to resort to that for your story's no good.
I didn't hate that as much as I hated the thing that we're probably going to talk about next. The bag thing didn't bother me at all. Like, it seemed like he was like, we obviously know that Jon Moxley is not out to kill Bryan Danielson.
Oh no, he was. That's. I mean, what other intention would you have?
Like, I don't see it that way. If that, like, he just wanted to like make him suffer or suffocate, if you will.
All right, that was clever. I'll give you that one.
Thank you very much.
Did he fart in a bag first?
Could have.
You know what? If he would have fucking farted in the bag, at least it would have had some redeeming value.
That would have been it. Brendan, Tony, ring the bell like 8 times for Brundo on that.
Only 7.
That's incredible. Like, that's like around the horn. Like, you get like 8 points for one comment. Like, it would have been great, but I didn't hate it. Like, because you knew he was gonna get out of it. Like, it showed the viciousness of Jon Moxley without like the realism of like wanting to like kill somebody, like without like pulling like a gun like Pillman did, or like
he put a plastic bag. What are you always warned about as a kid? Don't touch the hot stove and don't play with plastic bags.
Yeah, but he took it off.
Oh yeah,
and showed it to him.
It's fucking bad, man. It's fucking, and that's
there's so many other different things they could have done.
Well, we've never seen this before, which is why I didn't hate it.
You know what? I did see it. I saw it 2 years ago at an upstart indie company in Minnesota that did it in front of 12 people, and that shit belongs there. It belongs. The stupid fucking shit belongs on the indie shows that are drawing 12 people, man.
All right.
It doesn't do anything. If I want light tubes, I'll go to the fucking Heart Ballroom.
Damn right. I would thinking back on it, and I'm kind of surprised because Moxley has kind of a choke as his finisher. Like, they could have probably done this with his bulldog choke and just, tried to break his neck that way and knocked him out that way. But like, it didn't bother me at the time, but looking back, maybe they could have done it a different way. But I am interested to see how Moxley justifies this and where he's going with this.
Yeah, Tony, I didn't hate this at all. Like, because to me, it's like, regardless of what you think about it, whether you think it should be on the indies, and that apparently that was a big criticism going around on the old interwebs, that this was a glorified independent pay-per-view. I didn't hate it because you know what? It was like, holy shit. Like, I've never seen that before. I mean, we're talking about the Terry Funk thing, but I've never seen that before. And I was like, all right, if this is the direction they're going with this new Blackpool Combat Club, why not try to fucking suffocate this guy with the fucking with the plastic bag? And you know he's gonna take it off. He knows he's gonna take it off. He just wants to make this dude fucking pass out. And instead of putting like a Cobra clutch on him, he used a plastic bag.
He should have just had Marina Shafir give another problem interview. That would suffocate.
I love Marina Shafir.
That would knock all the air out of the room. Pass right the hell out.
Fucking suck, man. It was not a fan,
her,
not in any stretch. And it felt, and I don't know if this is accurate or not. JR's reaction to it felt genuine. Like it felt like he honestly said, "This is not fucking what I'm here for. This is not professional wrestling,"
which was a problem for me.
That was the problem, not the fucking bag itself.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
JR being over dramatic and JR being like, "This is not what I signed up for." This like he overdid, like he did too much. Because you're right, because that's probably how he felt. And when you're a wrestling commentator, you gotta sell the storyline. You can't say,
bro, you can't sit here and say that though and tell me that Taz and fucking and Tony Schiavone and Sockface weren't shitting on everything all night. They weren't selling anything.
Right.
They're
fair.
Inside Baseball fucking 4 hours straight.
That's fine, but we're talking about one specific thing. You're probably right. But I can't go over every single line that every commentator said because it's a fucking rotating booth of 18,000 people that are on that commentary desk.
But he fucking, who was it? Jack
exactly.
Perry. Fucking Adam Page gets fucking power bombed or whatever on the fucking cinder block, and he covers and it kicks out, and Tony Schiavone goes, "Of course he kicked out."
All right, but but can we put what we're talking about in the vacuum and not shit on the commentary?
No. We're shitting on the commentary because JR had every fucking right to be. What the fuck are we doing?
But that's the same thing we've criticized him for, being too inside baseball and too podcasty. That's like he's saying what he should say on the podcast, not commentary. This is supposed to be a big deal. Don't make it see, I can't emphasize my point right, because he did make it seem like a big deal, right? Like he did say how much he hated it, but to say it the way he did was not the best way.
Honestly, honestly, I think that goes against your point where
you might be right,
because he was saying that because this is the kind of thing that shouldn't happen in wrestling. Maybe by him saying that, he's trying to sell it.
But he was trying to sound like management JR, podcast JR, not like,
oh no, dude, Tony Schiavone's the one.
I'm a wrestling commentator. He could have, to be honest with you, this is gonna sound ridiculous. He could have Vince McMahoned it up a little bit, he could have actually sold it as a wrestling commentator.
They were all very, very guilty of doing that stuff. Something else that I noticed though too about the world title match. Jack Perry was getting no reactions from the crowd. I just don't think that the crowd thought that he had any chance of winning this fucking match.
No, not a chance.
And he couldn't drum up the heat. And it's a shame because the match in and of itself was not terrible. I wound up without all the extracurriculars. I thought the match was fine. I thought he did okay for, for his first really big role. You know what I'm saying? He's been in big spots, but let's be honest, this is his biggest spot. He's going against the world champion here, And I thought he did a good job.
Do you think
a lot of the extracurriculars that were going on kind of fucked with everything else? But
and that's a fucking issue too, though, because I'll agree. I thought that the match itself between those two was probably the match I liked the most. And then you turn around and you do this after the match, and it sours you on the whole goddamn thing. It was so disappointing, so fucking disappointing.
I totally see your argument there with that. With the post-match stuff, but we're talking about two pay-per-views, right? We had All In 2 weeks ago. We have All Out 2 weeks later. So to me, this was we talk about how WWE, Cody Rhodes challengers have kind of just been placeholders. like right, like Kevin Owens, AJ Styles. Like no one's a believable threat. To me, this had that kind of feel where it was like a glorified in your house. And what we're going to do is now we're going to further the storyline for our television and our next big show. Tony.
Whoa.
All right. Yeah, so
But
So,
now,
like-
but now it's a different direction because now it's going to be Danielson and probably Wheeler against like this new Blackpool Combat Club.
I think we're getting Danielson Mox right off the tape, right off the dick, if you will.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking make you drink your blood. And I don't know. I'm so done with Moxley. I really am.
Hey, dude, I'm intrigued by what they're doing.
I don't know. It still feels like a fucking motley crew though. It's fucking Cesaro. It's Pac. It's Brian. It's fucking John Moxley. Like I don't know.
Rondo, it's change. It's changed. They're changing.
I like that they dress like Deuce and Domino.
Oh my God! What's with the white fucking t-shirts?
Of course, here we go.
Seriously, you're a badass. Come out and fucking
Hey,
get your shirt off.
badass wears white V-necks all the time.
Oh fuck
right.
off! You look like a hand job.
Oh.
Trouble in paradise there.
Oh jeez.
Speaking of somebody that didn't get any reaction whatsoever, can we just say that Monet is done? No reaction when she came out. No reaction the entire match. No reaction to the finish. The fans couldn't give a shit less.
And she wrestled Cheetah, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a terrible
Nobody
match,
fucking
by the
cared.
way.
Nobody
Okay.
fucking cared.
She doesn't have that connection, and I fear for Camille because Camille has the makings of a big star, and I don't think connecting her with Mercedes was the way to go. I like that she's in that Diesel role. I just don't think that Mercedes would be the one to get her over.
And I actually think to your point, I actually think this could benefit Camille because I think they know what they have with Camille, and hopefully they probably won't because Monet and Tony Khan are like BFS. But I feel like this could benefit Camille and make Camille even like bigger than they ever intended.
They're gonna have to give her more shit to do, and they're gonna have to start giving her a chance to
Very new though, very fresh into the program.
Yeah, we're
but-
only like a month and a half
Yeah.
into Camille.
But
being there.
but they've got to give her a chance where she could start to outshine Monet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that could be the money story. The Camille Monet. Huh? I didn't even do that.
Money brick.
Money brick. Dick on a brick.
Dick on a brick?
Dick on a brick.
Yeah, you show me the Hershey thing with the
Oh,
Dick
Dick
Man.
Man.
Dick man.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I know
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I know how I felt about the main event, but I'd like to hear what you guys how you guys felt about the main event.
I'll say, go ahead, Brendan.
I
go
feel
ahead.
like they were like trying to out brutalize each other spot by spot. Like it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna start with this and then move on to barbed wire. Oh, here's a cinder block. Here's this, there's that. So it's kind of like just like trying to build to like sicker and sicker spots. And I don't know if it really connected as much for me in that. Which is funny because I am a fan of death matches and GCW and stuff like that, but I don't know.
Okay.
This one didn't hit as much.
As an aside,
Mhm.
does the deathmatch stuff hit well in AEW, or is this something that should stay in like a GCW or an XPW, something like that?
I feel like they shouldn't do it as much as they do. Save it for maybe 2 times a year. Make it, like if this happened and it was the only thing on the card that was like that, it would feel more special.
First of all, and I hate it with NXT when they do the war games, even in WWE. A lot of the cage matches lately need all these extra weapons. They're just putting a hat on a hat. Like if you want an extra weapon, have something that comes in that's going to define the finish of the match. somebody sneaks in a chain or brass knuckles, or somebody just happens to throw a chair into somebody at the last minute. We don't need toolboxes. We don't need barbed wire. Used to be that you just raked somebody across the cage and it grated their face like a cheese grater. You don't need barbed wire on the cage. You ever run your face into a fucking fence? It hurts and it cuts you up legitimately. People see that and they go, I understand that. That fucking happens. That's real.
You got like the frame of a fence on your face, like for like
exactly, and like you get like fucking chicken skin from it because of all the scrapes and whatnot. You don't need cinder blocks. And for Christ's sakes, I know we talked about the forearms at the beginning, but the staple gun bullshit. The only thing that you can tell with the staple gun is the fucking noise. It's not a visual thing. If you give somebody a pile driver, everybody knows you're giving them a pile driver. If you're holding a staple gun up to them, like, it doesn't fucking register. It's like, all right, it's a staple gun. All right, great.
The visual thing is pulling the staples out.
Yeah, but it's stupid. Like, it's the beginning of the match, and it's like we're going back and forth. Like, I stapled him a few times, and he just stood there. Wow, great. Maybe don't use the staple gun if nobody's gonna fucking sell the thing. And Swerve has a picture of his family, and he staples it to fucking Paige's tit. Come on.
Oh, well, because he burned down his house.
And that's another thing.
Oh boy.
That's another thing. We've got two heels. One guy broke into the other guy's house. The other guy burned the first guy's house down. Why do I give a fuck who kills who in this match? I hope they fucking both murder each other. I don't care. Like, I've got no emotional investment to see one guy beat the other. Like, oh, well, he burned his house down. Oh, well, yeah, but he broke in and his kids were there. Like, one's a lesser evil. Well, he burned his house down. So they're both fucking douchebags, and I should hate both of them. Why do I care? I don't. I really don't. And another thing about commentary, they were giving the fucking finish away like 4 minutes before it happened. You know, he could win by knockout. He could knock the guy out and they could stop them. Really?
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, they said all of them were guilty of it. They said it a bunch of times too. Damn. But Tony Schiavone was in fucking rarefied air like fucking Richard Holiday on this one. Oh my God. Yep. He kicked out. Yeah. No surprise there. Of course he did. Oh, Jesus Christ. Tell the story in kayfabe. Don't give me inside baseball, man. Just don't.
Brundo, do we want to get to the elephant in the room with the spot?
Hey, that's not nice. I've been losing weight again.
No, I mean, he's not the elephant in the room. There's an elephant.
No, I said me.
Oh,
yeah,
you?
thanks,
Oh, no, you.
Yeah,
was that offensive?
No.
I care if you need.
What was that? A little faux pas there by me?
That was very Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby Heenan-esque, the way he just fucking went right through that. I'll give you the will you stop.
Brundo might be the MVP tonight.
Brundo's fucking always the MVP.
A miscarriage of justice there.
Fucking A. You were going to say,
speaking of miscarriages, you want to get to the spot you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, the syringe through the mouth?
Yeah.
Fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Absolutely hate it. And like I said, I go to deathmatch tournaments. I like watching that. That's the one spot at any deathmatch tournament that I'll turn my head, and I hate it because it probably hurts for a minute, but it's all like visual and shit like that. It's like, and it's not like you're trying to knock somebody out. You're just putting a hole through his cheek. It's like, who cares?
Yeah. It made no sense to me.
No sense.
And while I didn't hate the plastic bag, I hated this.
Yeah.
Because this absolutely serves no legitimate purpose to trying to win the match.
Right.
Yeah.
It really doesn't.
Like, what are you like? How? What are you gonna pin him on his like fucking face? Like, what do you do? Like, what are you doing?
Value.
Like you can't. I hated it. Made no sense. And who the fuck walks around with this fucking syringe in their freaking bag, their gear bag?
It's like.
Have you seen wrestlers in the 90s?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like fucking Cyrus walking around with a screwdriver. Like, what's the story? There's no story behind it. He just fucking pulls out a syringe. Now, if he fucking numbed his legs where he couldn't kick out of a pin,
Yes.
Gave him a fucking epidural in the middle of the match, then maybe you got something. I wouldn't say I like it, but at least you're trying to tell a story. This is just fucking out of the blue nonsense. But on the grand scale of fucking syringes in wrestling, still better than needle in the dick.
That's only 3 feet away.
It's but it's got some redeeming quality. At least it wasn't in the pecker.
Yes.
There was no redeeming quality. This is the first match in a very long time I just fucking turned off. It was hideous, man. It was hideous, and brutality is one thing, but like, how do you allow and justify your talent to go out there and do something like that? Somebody's gonna get fucked. Somebody's gonna get seriously fucked by shit like this happen. You know, like, oh, it's just a needle, and yeah, there's nerves and shit like that in your fucking face, man. Like there is a cinder block. You know how easy it is just to break a motherfucker's back. You mean like you start off with that staple gun bullshit? I give a fuck less about that.
And we're not even talking about the chair shot either. Like
no, like it pissed me off so much. Why isn't the guy that's captaining this ship looking out for the talent? Right? Because talent doesn't look out for themselves, right? 90% of the time, talent doesn't look out for. You know how many times I've been in a locker room and the veterans say, before you go out, have fun, be safe, because the most important thing is that you walk back through the curtain and you're able to go out and do it again next week. This shit was disgusting to me. If I was an exec at Warner and this is the product that you present to me and want it to be on my programming, you can go fuck yourself.
To be fair, this was a pay-per-view. This wasn't on their TV show.
It's not on their TV, but it is their product.
Yeah, it's their product.
It is their product. And that's that. If I'm an exec, I tell them to go fuck themselves. I don't want this shit on my station. This is not something, and you can say, it's not meant to be family friendly, and I understand that. But who is this friendly fucking for? You know what I mean? Who, like he says, it's for the sickos, and like there are going to be people that are out there that enjoy it, and that's fine. Go to the Heart Ballroom. Right, that's where this shit belongs. Because somebody is going to get completely fucked, and then what happens?
Somebody said it earlier. I think maybe it was KJG that AEW is just a glorified indie show. It really is. It's an indie show with television.
So I want to stop you right there because I didn't say that. I said this.
No, you brought it up. It wasn't your quote.
Yeah, this show the criticism of it was a glorified independent deathmatch show or hardcore show. That was a criticism that I've seen on social media. I didn't hate this show, but I could totally see your guys' points about how like the Daniel Garcia MJF match, the blood, and actually they basically drank blood again, almost pretty much like in a spot, and the light tubes and the thumbtacks on Chris Statlander's area, like that. Like,
wait, did she take him to the privates?
I think they tried to book it that way. I don't know if it actually did, but
it was a missed axe kick where she landed splits on the tacks. Yep, tacks right in the how do you do?
Yeah, it was very ticky tack though.
What the fuck are they doing?
It's hideous, man. It's absolutely hideous. Like I can say that at no other, how do I put this? This is as close to I'm done watching this product as I've ever been.
Let me ask you this though, real quick though, because there was a time where this stuff was accepted, and it's a company called ECW. Like
no, ECW didn't do shit like this.
No, they did, Tony. They 100% did.
Tell me who had a bag over their head. Tell me who got a hypodermic needle in their face.
Someone got crucified on a fucking cross, dude. Like
yeah, and they took a ton of heat for it.
Yeah, but it still happened. Like it's like I don't want to shit totally on AEW. This show seemed to me like, hey, listen, maybe this is like the theme they're going for All Out now. All In was a straight up awesome wrestling production show, and now 2 weeks we have to do something completely different. I don't hate them for trying it. Now, do I like the execution most of the time? Probably not. Or most of the show, no. But like the bag thing, I didn't hate. The syringe thing, I loathed. The Daniel Garcia MJF like basically drinking blood again, which I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it definitely came across on TV like it was intentional. So if they're gonna do these two shows within 2 weeks of each other, last year it was only 1 week. You had All In and you had All Out the next week. So if they're gonna do this, they have to be different than what they just gave us. So if this is the avenue they're going, I'm gonna give them a little leash to do it. And now, like I said, I don't like the syringe thing. Light tubes I can do with that. But I'm not going to crucify them, for lack of a better word,
I see
for
what
the
you did
direction that they went.
Here's a tip for them. Stop booking pay-per-views 2 weeks apart. Stop it.
Well,
Stop it.
They sold out, I think, right? Is that fake news?
I think they did.
Yeah, they did. It's Chicago.
It was like just under 9,000, something like that.
Yeah, that's what the building holds, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Now Arena is what it's called, I believe.
Super disappointed. And then I know this is post-show shit, but for him to direct, I know everybody's going to be want to talk and ask questions about this, like directing the questions the way he did in the post in the media scrum. That was fucked too.
He's got to come down from that fucking high of adrenaline, bro.
Do you watch those? You watch those post shows?
I catch him every now and again, and it's just I don't know why, to be honest with you. Like I usually just like to hear what the wrestlers have to say.
Right.
And watching Tony Khan in these is absolutely painful. It's been said, and I can't say it is 100% accurate or not, but he went around and told everybody that they need to focus on everything that's exciting about the new direction of the company with the what they're negotiating or whatever the fuck. I can't remember the exact way that it was put. And then he comes out there and like he's asked one question and he doesn't fucking answer the question. He just says what an exciting time it is and where we're going to be heading and all this other shit. We're very near a deal. All this other shit. Like no, that's not that's not the way it fucking works, guy. Answer the fucking question. God, he's up. And like I say, this whole thing turned me off so fucking hard.
Turned you off hard.
Completely
on
off.
hard.
Nah, completely off, man. I'm as limp as I've ever been.
Believe me, it took me a while to get him going again.
Yeah, it did. Tony knows.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's disappointing.
How do we do on our picks for this show, by the way?
I kicked ass.
Of course you did.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Oh yeah.
KJG went a whopping 12-0. He's in first place, 163.34. I went 11-1, 162.35, one back. Brundon went 10-2, 155.42. Matt went 11-1, 152.43. HK 11-1, 143.54. Kevin pulls ahead based on the Willow Chris Buttlander match.
Yeah, I learned never to pick
Mr.
Willow
Perfect
with
theme?
Tony is.
No, we can't. And
No, we can't
yeah.
do that. No, I get kicked off Twitter.
And on top of that, I had Buttlander written, and then I went with Willow. And I was telling Brundon when I was after I made my picks, I said, every time Willow's in a match, I get fucked no matter which way I go. And it sure enough happened again. So
all right, so let me see here. 12-0. Keep this up here real quick. 11-1 for T Donk.
yeah,
10-2 for Brundo.
Brundon's
Yeah.
8
I know
back.
you just ran through this, but I just want to listen. These are all pretty impressive.
Oh, we're all having a pretty good year.
Yeah,
I mean, the
12-match
pre-show
card is nothing
was,
to sneeze at.
If anybody, well, except for obviously me, I picked Top Flight, but the other
You
pre-shows were pretty.
fucking moron.
I thought they were gonna go with Top Flight, give them a little
Oh,
trios push.
No.
Yeah, they put them in like pilot outfits, and you think they're all of a sudden gonna go somewhere.
I tell you what,
Yeah, why
though,
not?
now with the fucking trios titles being vacant again,
There you
Are
go.
they? They're not yet, though. We
they
don't know what's
have to.
happening.
They have to.
No, maybe Wheeler sees the ways of the Mox and the
They
Cesar.
force him to team up with them, and they just hold him in the corner so he can't fight.
Well, they have. I mean, he doesn't
Just hug him. All you have to do is hug him. Match is over.
I feel like you're totally underselling that segment.
You know what
Did
was
you watch
really-
Wheeler Yuta? I had to rewind it and watch it. Like I watched him a couple of times because he's just standing and Pac's not even doing one of those like I haven't seen my best friend in like 2 years hugs. He's just like half bro hugging him. Fuck, get out of there, do something, you
He
jack.
got him in a fucking chin lock
This guy
there.
doesn't got him in shit. He just stands there. No.
You know what was the funniest part about all of that was at the end, they had to carry out Daniel or Brian. They didn't have
Without
a
a-
fucking
with-
stretcher for him. They had
Yep.
just have 8 guys carrying him by hands and arms.
Did he do one of those things where like, oh wait, they carried him out like he was
They
like a
carried
dead
him out.
body?
They didn't even bring a stretcher out.
No stretcher,
They
nothing.
put the
man.
air on
Yeah.
him, and then they
Like
carried
they
him
didn't like
out.
walk him out. They like
No,
they carried him like he was
arms
a
and
POW.
legs. They carried him.
Everybody grab a limb.
Okay.
That might have been one of the most indie things they did all night.
Oh yeah.
All
They
I
said
could
they
think
blew the
about is, like,
budget
that,
on
like,
weapons.
that like that gif where like the guys are like with the casket and like they're dancing. Imagine if they did that.
That would have looked better. They they grabbed him by his limbs and he hung there while they walked him back.
They could have had them all standing there, like in the beginning of the GIF, like getting ready, watching Claudio about to turn.
Why didn't he just kick Pac in the dick?
Yeah.
He struggled for like 10 seconds and then he just stood there with his arm over his shoulder. Yeah. Kick him in the fucking balls, dude.
Maybe he was
box his ears.
Maybe he was conflicted. Those are his boys.
No, he wasn't, man. He was trying to save Brian.
He was conflicted. He wanted to save Brian, but he also didn't want to.
No, he wasn't conflicted.
That's his tag team partner, man.
What you do then is you have they got Shafir and fucking Cesar Claudio's there. You fucking make him watch. You don't have the smallest guy in the goddamn group hugging him to stop him. You three of him grab him and make him watch the bullshit.
Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they don't want to do that.
And I mean, Claudio's not doing shit at this point. Claudio and Pac could have easily held this guy down or fucking put the boots to him.
That's a good point. Claudio could have easily started to hold Wheeler back, but like I said, they're trios champions. They might just not want to get to that level yet.
That level? They don't want to get to that level. Meanwhile, the guy's fucking dying under a bag. Oh my goodness!
That's right. Well, great. It's a great take by me. Tremendous take by me. Tremendous take. Maybe they don't listen. They're going to kill one guy. Maybe they don't want to kill two. That's a double homicide, baby. You don't want that.
Horrible.
Great take by me. Point guy.
I just want to know whose idea each one of these spots were.
Listen, was anything great? No, but like, I'm not gonna shit on them for it. It was fine.
They just got to start being accountable for the stupidity. Like they can't get out of their own way. You take those 2 spots out of here. This is a pretty damn good show, honestly. You know.
You really hated the bag segment that much?
Yeah. There was no reason for it.
What's the difference between that and like a concerto or like that and like?
Because a concerto is a wrestling move. It's worked.
So
it looks vicious. A bag over the head. That's a murderous intent.
That was a gimmick bag. Well, Brian Pillman pulled a gun out on freaking.
Yeah, and that was stupid too.
Not only was it stupid, that was like 27 years ago.
Yeah, but you think I was like, yeah, he pulled out a gun? No, I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Paul Bearer got buried in concrete. There's buried alive matches. People try to kill people in wrestling. This was just a more realistic approach.
Well, the Undertaker did die on pay-per-view, and he got raised to the heavens as Marty Jannetty.
That's a great point.
I was gonna say which time when he died on pay-per-view, he was buried alive.
Yeah, remember the fucking not the berserker, the executioner.
I remember the berserker.
Well, let's see. They buried him alive. They put him in the casket.
Dude, the berserker tried to stab the Undertaker with his sword.
I vividly remember that one from my childhood.
The fuck are we doing here? Come on.
Would have been okay if it was a syringe.
That syringe shit was bullshit.
Huss!
I wish it was a syringe the size of his sword.
Yeah, exactly. Sword size syringe.
God, as crazy as Abdul the Butcher was, like I would never see him going, "Hey, champ, I'm gonna stick you in the face with a hypodermic needle, champ. Don't worry about the Hep C, champ."
He could just, get some.
Like, hey, champ, got this plastic bag, champ. Let me put this over your head, brother.
I feel like people are shitting on us way too much because it's AEW. That's all.
No, man. Look, I say it every week. I want to like AEW. I want to like wrestling, but my God, they make it hard. The Rascals defeated Hank the Tank and Gallus. They're the number 1 contenders. Oh my God, Lexus King won a match. He beat the Oro Messiah. Tatum Paxley defeated Rosemary? No shit.
Yeah.
Rosemary's on NXT now, baby.
Pete Dunne couldn't beat Trick Williams. They counted each other out. Who's Javon Evans? He beat Jerk Offy. And Obafemi, fresh from his fucking DV claims, defeated Channing Lorenzo. Jada Parker defeated Jasmine Nix. What is that? Hey, whatever. I don't know. There's your NXT results for the week.
Well, here's the bigger story here is the continuing NXT TNA relationship. Ariana Grace is now
Ariana Grande's wrestling?
That's right. Huge get for TNA.
She can lick my donut and put it back on the shelf anytime.
She's now the liaison between NXT and I totally sold that joke, by the way. She's the liaison between the NXT and TNA relationship. Of course, that's Santino Marella's daughter, Santino Marella.
Wait, they didn't put Ava in charge of this? I thought she had to be in charge.
No, Ariana Grace is the liaison to TNA and NXT, unless I'm totally fucking fucked up in the head.
Listen, even if you are, I'd believe you anyway, because I don't fucking know any of this shit.
No, it's a fun time, man. This Thursday you have dear good close personal friends Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards challenging the Hardy Boys for a #1 contendership spot for Victory Road for the tag titles against ABC. TNA has been firing on all cylinders with or without. Listen, Joe Hendry's the only guy, HK, that can lose every match he's been in like on major pay-per-views on the weekend and still be like have more momentum.
He is kind of Teflon right now.
Yeah, and that's a good spot to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you think that was people went a little bit overboard about that Oba line from NXT?
What
did he say? He went Oba the line?
That was well done.
I gave you the old Larry Zabisco fucking.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for
the
listening.
episode
Episode 706 of the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast.
So he's back there and he's talking with the family and I forget the gal's name, but she starts yelling and he just simply says, in many cultures, women are meant to be seen and not heard. People fucking roasted him for that.
Good, and they should. That's a fucking heel. He's a heel, isn't he?
I just thought it was hilarious.
Is he? I don't think is he.
I think he is.
And if he's not, he should be. That's an amazing line.
He might be heel because he was
like.
Who did he say this to?
I forget her name. The gal from the
Ariana Grande.
The family. What the hell's
Thea something?
Thea
Hale?
That's Chase U.
Adriana Rizzo.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, the
Adriana Rizzo.
Yeah.
And
she's just popping off, and him just as calm as can be. You know, in many cultures, women are meant to be seen and not heard. And I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. And like people are just pissed.
They get pissed off at a line, but they celebrate a bag over the head. Check this out.
You guys got pissed over the bag over the head.
I didn't like the bag.
But I love that line. That line's amazing.
It's hilarious.
People need to be uncomfortable with what people say in wrestling. That's what they should be. They should be like, fuck this guy. Yeah, fuck this guy. Fuck you.
Wrestling is supposed to evoke emotion. Like, that's what it's supposed to do. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Well, I think Oba murdered more with that line than fucking Moxley tried to do it.
That's right.
It's such a great line, though.
I
forgot. Listen, NXT is not friends wrestling. Not everybody's trying to be everybody's friend. Remember, folks, people get into wrestling for the money. They want to make money. They want to fucking get rich, and they want to fucking be able to retire before they cripple themselves and enjoy the rest of their lives. It's just like any other job, right? You got to piss off a couple bitches on the way? Well, then so be it.
Gotta piss off the bitches.
Oh my God, I'm coming up with some gems tonight.
Well, it's not even like what he said wasn't accurate. In many cultures, that's true.
You're on fire.
Was it a defense thing where he's like, but here women should be respected except for you?
That would have been a good addition.
Didn't Ken Shamrock say China should have been in the kitchen and everybody fucking cheered for him?
Yeah.
Maybe Jeff Jarrett. Because it wasn't the good housekeeping match.
That was
yeah,
but
he
I
said
think-
that a million times.
Yeah, but I think it was right after.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It just came to me. Yeah,
It was right after Brett got fired. It was like the day after the fucking Survivor Series, and they sent Ken Shamrock out there to cut this promo on the entire DX, and he's like, "Shouldn't you be in the kitchen or whatever?" He stuttered a little bit, but people got the point.
God, Ken Shamrock was such an awful promo, but he should have been he should have been a world champ. I'll
Yeah,
say that.
yeah. But by all accounts, especially if you listen to JR, Shamrock after a while couldn't get out of his own way either. Like he was like no showing stuff and getting, arriving late for things, and
Yeah, part of success is just being there sometimes.
yeah, show up,
Ask the
show up,
Man.
show up, and bring your gear.
How about this, Brundo?
Yeah.
Class of 2025, Ken Shamrock Hall of Fame.
I'd be all in on that one. I think he did enough in wrestling altogether that he could be in there. He was a big part of a couple of years.
He
I
had a
mean,
lot
who
of
else is,
high-profile matches.
Yeah.
Comparing to who else is in, yes. Looking at it objectively, he's a maybe. I
Oh,
wouldn't
he's not
say
going to
no.
be a Hall of Famer.
He's not going to be top of the class, but he could be.
Yeah, he might be like
a
a Bob Backlund to say like a Hulk Hogan being inducted. Am I right, HK?
He's certainly better than Zbyszko.
Oh well, fuck yeah, dude.
His most
You
famous
guys take
match
some
wasn't a
fucking
loss.
needles to the cheek. What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Every day.
Wait, didn't Bobby Bax go in with like Hogan and Bruno and everyone? Or am I-
No. The-
Bobby Bax damn well deserved to be there, and you know that.
yeah, but he went in with Bruno, didn't he?
no.
No, he was.
Are you
Hogan
sure
went in
about
with like
that?
that entire like WrestleMania 1 crew. It was Hogan, Sheik, Orndorff, Piper. Like, I think Piper opened for Hogan. That's how crazy we are right now.
So I have Ken Shamrock's wrestling accolades in front of me.
First ever TNA champion.
Yeah, he
had,
did go in with Bruno. I'm sorry. That
Oh,
was
it
a hell
was
of a
him?
class. 2013. We were there at that WrestleMania. It was Bruno headlining, Mick Foley, Bob Backlund, Trish Stratus, Booker T, and President Trump. What a
Not-
fucking class, dude. That was
Seriously.
amazing.
He's not president.
Bobby-
He's not the president.
Bobby B deserved
He
to
was
be there.
president. He'll always be president. That's the
No,
way
he
it
wasn't
rolls.
president when he was inducted, and he's not.
No, for sure, no. You know what was great? Somebody showed a picture after Trump took office of like all the McMahons like in the Oval Office with him because Linda was getting the job, and somebody had a quote with like Stone Cold Steve Austin stunned 56% of the people in this picture.
Oh yeah,
It was amazing. It was
Yeah.
Stephanie. It was Shane. It was
I know that picture
Vince.
you're talking about.
It was fucking Linda. It was Trump. Like he fucking stunned like half the people in the picture.
So just back to Shamrock here.
Okay.
NWA World Title once. Gauntlet for the gold winner.
big.
South Atlantic Pro Wrestling champion.
And that was probably in his first
Once.
run in wrestling. He had a run before he went to UFC.
That was in early 90s. And then in the Federation, he's a one-time IC champ, a one-time tag team champ, and a King of the Ring winner. That's
Monster. It's a monster resume.
Yeah.
Oh.
He
Main
was
event
tag
against
champs with Boss Man.
Big Boss Man. Yep. Main
Yep.
evented against Shawn Michaels at Degeneration X in your house. Huge.
Yeah. Yeah, not good. I wish that rope would have took him clean off.
Oh, come on, man.
He's a Hall of Famer, dude. There's no
He's
doubt
not a
about
Hall
it.
of Famer.
And-
Not
and-
to me.
Like what? Like in what universe is he not? Like where? Like who? Like is Steve? Like who are you putting in? Like I know.
sorry, HK. Molly coming in with the fire. Imagine a world where women don't speak.
I can imagine it. I got a great imagination, though. So,
No, definitely, Kev. The way the Hall of Fame is structured now, absolutely, he should be in the Hall of Fame, 100%. If you're going by like hardcore criteria, it's questionable. I would probably lean yes, but he's not 100% sell for me.
He had a good run, man.
No, he did have a good run, but a lot of guys had good runs. Like Hillbilly Jim had a good run. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? I mean, we've done this before, but
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Wrestling Hall of Fames are different than sports Hall of Fames. All right, they're just different. like some people resonate, some people don't. Like I do believe, and this is like the one that everyone fights back on. Coco Beware to me is a Hall of Famer. Like,
Hey, you see, it's funny you mentioned that though, with actual like real sports Hall of Fames. Like, there's people that, you know, the consensus is they should be in the Hall of Fame, they just never make it, and that's unfortunate. But I think wrestling is the reverse. You know, there's people that are in there. It's like, eh.
Now,
You
see,
know.
and I have no qualms with Coco Beware.
right.
Coco Beware had a long, successful career.
Correct.
Shamrock did not have a long, successful career.
He had a good,
He had what,
impactful career.
3 years in the Federation?
Dude,
Maybe
him
4?
being that special referee and that triggered like one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. And then
So if you're gonna put him in because you're
Austin a babyface, like
if you're putting the match in and you want him in the Hall of Fame as part of the match, be my guest.
I'll let you have that one.
Stand alone, not buying it.
No, come on, man. Like I feel like you're too like weird with your like critiques on wrestling.
If they put the corporation in the Hall of Fame, then Shamrock goes in the Hall of Fame.
Well, no, then that's never gonna happen because then Vince would have to be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
God damn.
Realistically,
There
Vince
goes
is a Hall of Famer.
yeah. There goes
Yeah.
Test Shot.
I think
Former
Shamrock
world
deserves it
champion
more.
too. Former ECW champion, the good ECW.
That's right.
Do-rag Vince.
Can we be honest? That was like the prime of ECW, right? Like that was it was like the heyday of ECW, like the
But that
greatest part of ECW. I'm just doing this.
well, I mean,
You know what I'm doing, Tony. Please play along.
Well,
I agree that was the greatest form of ECW to begin with, but
Yeah.
I would say maybe Chavo and Kane was a
Huge.
great part of ECW.
Big part.
You know, and even a little shade to CM Punk and Johnny, whatever the fuck his name was at that time, Johnny ECW.
Johnny Hardcore.
Yeah.
Well, Jack Swagger.
You know who I actually did not mind in that
Abraham Washington.
in the ECW? Matt Stryker on commentary. I did not mind him at all. Not at all.
No, he was fine.
Yeah.
He's
was
hit or
fine
miss
until he
on
left
commentary.
WWE.
Yeah. I liked
Once
him
he
in
left
Lucha.
WWE, he was too smart for his fucking own good.
I liked him a lot in Lucha Underground, but I know that was never live too. That was pre-produced.
Yeah. Anything else we need to cover before we go?
I will say this, something that kind of grinded my gears a little bit. WWE, who I usually applaud for everything they've been doing lately. Giovanni Vinci, formerly of the Imperium, NXT Tag Team Champion with Kaiser, of course, second to Gunther, makes his debut and loses to Apollo Crews in 3 seconds. Like, they're hyping this dude up as a main guy, and I'm finally starting to believe in him again when he wasn't more than an afterthought, and they just do that.
They shouldn't do
They
that.
shouldn't do that.
Well, see what happens, KGG. You
I
know,
see.
I'm with you.
It's not about going over. It's about getting over.
I'm with you. But to me, like, they finally made him like a top guy. This isn't like Kurt Hawkins coming back and losing in 2 seconds, right? Like, this is the guy that they actually decided they really want to build up with these fancy vignettes in Italy and all this stuff. And then he just loses to a guy who I'm pretty sure may have been the first person to beat Kurt Hawkins, or it was him or Ziggler. And like, come on, man. Like, you had it. Like, you got me back into Giovanni Vinci. You got me back. And then now, like, I don't know what to do now. Like, it hurts. It hurts my heart. Well, you know, maybe not that extreme, but
Crapped on your heart.
Yeah, please don't die on the Giovanni Vici hill.
He'll be okay. He's got a great look.
I think you're
fine.
right.
Yeah. Just
They put a plastic bag over Giovanni Vici's career.
That's big.
Giovanni
They put a
Vici's-
syringe in his lip, is what they did.
Oh my God.
Only thing I want to mention is that I did see again Brian Myers, Rich Maxwell, Saturday, September 1st, premiere wrestling there. We got another former guest of the show is going to be on there.
Wait, September 1st?
September 21st.
Oh, I thought you said September 1st.
He did say
Sorry.
September 1st.
Okay.
That's my bad. Premier Wrestling Territory. Cold Stone Tim Boston also gonna be there, as well as the one-time Hornswoggle.
So you're actually gonna be in the same venue as dear good close personal friend Brian Myers, eh?
I'm not working that show. I'm working a different show that day.
So what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck.
I'm tired of looking at NXT. Can we get this fucking banner off the bottom? I don't even know where the fuck it is.
No, I rotated all the way through and back to him, Tony. Just happened to look down at that point.
Put the Patreon stuff up. There we go.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have a Patreon. We got bonus shows coming. Don't forget they come out like on the 1st and 15th. We've been on a roll putting out bonus shows. If you want to join us, the $3 sweet spot is what we call it. You can become a curtain jerker. You get access to all the bonus shows. We also got other levels where you could actually partake in some of the bonus shows that we record. Sit in with us. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. So make sure you join us. Patreon.com/wizardspodcast or patreon.shiningwizards.com. Either address will get you there. Lickety split, no shit. And if you're buying things on Amazon, people, it behooves you to go to amazon.shiningwizards.com because we get a little kickback on that. And it costs you nothing. I know you're buying vibrators and all those other things that you don't want your neighbors to know about. Fuck, I don't care. Put a Shining Wizard price tag on the dildos. We don't give a fuck, and we won't say anything because we don't know who the fuck bought it.
Well, Louis did, probably.
Well,
oh, yeah.
Louis, I know you're stocking up for them next death matches, brother. I know you had one with Pondo last week, and I'm sure you bought new attachments for that dildo of yours. Come on. Help a couple brothers out, won't you?
Got a new
that
head.
goes for all of you. Buy appropriate things. You need new batteries for your flashlight. Fucking go to Amazon.
Flashlights take batteries?
Not flashlights, you fucking horn dog.
Oh, all right. My bad.
Yeah, he crossed the line.
Jesus, dude.
Put a bag over my head.
Love it.
I got a bag now. I got a bag I'll put over your head. Oh yeah.
Ball bag.
Don't want to see him when you're doing that bro stuff, huh?
Fucking hell, dude. God damn. And I know Brundon is especially working hard. We're trying to get that Dory Funk Jr. match.
Oh,
we might have to do a watch along to that one. It was up for like 5 minutes, and then Dory, I guess maybe his wife took it down because she's probably like, "What's fucking wrong with you? We can make money off of this." That's my Dory Funk, Mrs. Dory Funk impression.
I subscribe to that stupid YouTube.
I've never heard one better, to be honest with you.
Well, it's another thing in my wheelhouse, in my bag of tricks.
Ball bag of tricks.
Are we done? Thanks for joining us. Hey, is Matt joining us next week, or he's got another week off?
I think he's out again.
Yeah. All right. Well, then you're stuck with the 4 assholes. Take a look at us, because we'll be back next week, folks. Same wizard time, same wizard channel.
Listen, enjoy Raw, enjoy the Jets. Let's go Jets. Watch All In.
This just in, breaking news. Aaron Rodgers broke all 3 of his legs.
Shut up. I got to go watch this game, man.
The third one was the tough one.
They're winning.
That's the one he tripped over to break the other 2. His pecker's got cleat marks in it. I don't know what happened. And Aaron Rodgers, he's fucking packing.
Not enough threads there.
65 years old.
He's still pulling rebar.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Wait, you might say he's Green Bay packing? Did we say that?
Fuck yeah. Fuck, my bell broke. God damn it.
He's so old. It might be gangrene at this point.
This has been a production of the Shining Wizards Network. Your executive producers are Manny Kretzo and Main Event Mike Peterson. Our producers are Kate Hensler, Matt Garifo, Hi Fi, Tom, Ryan Schlong, Brendan Haney, Al Day, Kathy Hummer, William Mercier Jr., Michael Hammond, David Henry Bauer III, Keith Parker, and Scott George. For everything Shining Wizards, visit shiningwizards.com. And don't forget to listen to all the great shows of the Shining Wizards Network.
Oh.